Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of Hi Live. Coming at you live, of course, as always, from HiCom HQ here in Shanghai. We are a live stream-based community for expats and internationals based in China. I'm really glad to see you all. Great for you all to be tuning in on Egypt tonight. And a little bit later on, we have a special guest with us who will be discussing life skills and how employees can get the best out of their jobs and just be happier at work in general. And so we're very much looking forward to having Janine with us on the platform in a few minutes' time. But as always, I'm just going to ask my dear Matthias how he has been over the weekend.
Everyone's wondering about my weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how was the football? Everyone's can't wait to hear about the football matches.
Yeah, the season started again and we draw 0-0, but we do better next time and we will win. Get our first win on next Sunday.
Yep, 0-0. Oh, it's a clean sheet. Anyway, it's better.
That's
it's
actually true.
Better than
it's
nothing.
cool.
So whereabouts are you in the league table?
Now we are number 4.
4 out
We
of.
only play one game. So
Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, it's only one game.
Yeah, only one game. Yeah.
So what about all the other games before that you were talking about? Were they just
It was friendly game. Let's not
Oh,
talk
I
about that. Okay.
see.
Okay. And what about yourself? How was your weekend?
Yeah, fine as usual. Just not too busy. No, I actually went to the beer festival that was being
Really?
heavily advertised around Shanghai, and yeah, there were hundreds of foreigners there. I didn't realise actually how many foreigners there are still around in Shanghai, given the fact that the borders have been closed for the past 4 to 5 months or so. Loads and loads of foreigners everywhere. It was like it felt like it was last summer or a couple of summers ago. It was super busy down there, and so we had a couple of drinks down there and had a couple of beers and had some nice food and luckily for us we went on the Saturday night, so the weather held out and we didn't get drenched like the guys did on the Saturday afternoon. So there we go, and just a couple more photos being taken, I see. I hope all you guys watching also had a good...
if you guys went to Beernetza, you can say it on the comments.
Handsomeness. Who's saying handsomeness in the comments there? Is that you, Tibet? Yeah. No, it wasn't me. Yeah, we've got a small studio audience in tonight. We've got, and we have our guest from episode 2 of High Live wandering around somewhere as well. So Shelley has come back to. Shelley has come back for a.
Do you guys remember her?
A surprise guest appearance. So here she is. Yeah, we've got Shelley back with us tonight. By popular demand, kind of.
Okay, nice.
So there we go. Yeah. So as we were saying, we're going to be talking about life skills and business skills and how you can be
And
happier.
happiness.
Yeah, and happiness and how.
Are you happy in your life, Robert?
I am. I'd say It's honestly, yeah.
Perfect. Maybe we'll be more happy after.
And I mean, I don't know. Personally, it all stems from doing the simple things correctly. We've got Shelley trying to get out, and eating well, sleeping well, looking after yourself, being happy at work, and just doing all the simple things well, and everything kind of fits into place.
As long as you and your family and your country are doing fine.
Yeah, they're doing okay. Yeah. And what about yours, Matthias?
Yeah, everything's going fine.
Good. They're all happy out there, all integrated.
Yeah, well integrated.
Yeah,
exactly.
Great.
That's the term.
Yeah.
So maybe you can.
Okay. Yeah. So without further ado, we are going to introduce to you tonight our special guest, Janine, from Full Potential Partners. If you'd like to make way, Matthias, and I'm sure you'll be welcome to ask some questions a bit later on.
Can I come a bit closer?
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't bite.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll try,
as long as you can kind of fit in
Can't
onto
promise.
the screen. So there we go. So thanks for coming along, Janine. I guess it's already been a very busy day for you today, because normally you have your Monday morning session. Maybe you can first of all tell us a little bit about how that went.
Good as always. So yeah, every Monday morning at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, we have a Monday morning motivation webinar, all online, just 20 minutes. You can join via video, via just like audio. You can ask questions after the 20-minute presentation. Every week we have a different coach, trainer, or inspirational, motivational speaker. And the whole purpose of this is, I don't know about you guys, but do you belong to the people who don't like Mondays? Who feel tired early in the morning? Damn it, it's Monday again. I don't like my job, I don't like my colleagues, or whatever excuse you have.
Or the Sunday night dread that maybe some people have. You know,
Yeah.
oh no, you know what's coming.
Yeah, so this is exactly for you kind of people. And it's all about like having a supportive community. After a year, I now have nearly 2,000 followers or community members all over China.
Yeah.
Foreigners, Chinese, different backgrounds. And in the mornings, on Monday mornings, we come together just to like have a better start in a new week. And I don't know about you, but when I'm surrounded with inspirational, motivational people with positive energy, some smiles, some good energy, like my day, my week starts in a completely better way.
Yeah,
And
it just gets off to an amazing start. You're ready to go, and yeah, that's super. So, how many people did you have with you in the Zoom meeting this morning?
this morning, we only had 70 people.
Only?
Yes.
She only had 70 people this morning. Only, you know.
Yeah, actually, we had a really interesting topic. The topic
Oh my
was
God.
how to measure your life.
Okay.
Ah.
How to measure it?
How do you measure your life?
Well, if you had been here this morning, Monday morning, you would know. But hey, you know what? This is the good news. We also have the recording. So contact me later. I sent you the recording. But yeah, basically it's all about like the tone you set in the morning or when you start something new. It's very important. And it's at the end, it's your choice. Like happiness is a choice. Being in a good mood is a choice. And you decide, do you want to stay in the mood of, damn it, it's Monday again, where is Friday, or I still miss the weekend, or you just want to do the best out of it? It's exactly the same with coronavirus. I had a lot of people, they reached out to me, they complained about it, they said, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with so much free time, and they complained about a lot of different topics. But I would say, like, with every bad thing, there's also something positive happening.
Great. Okay. Yeah. So Matt's just got a slight drink problem at the moment, but he's just arranging that.
The beer drinkers.
Yeah. I remember that particular brand having a few difficulties with that one. Yeah. But anyway, we won't mention any more names about that. So
That's why Germans like me, we don't drink beer. We'd rather have a good glass of wine.
Really? No Germans drink beer ever.
No. That's a stereotype.
Okay, so as I say, so the Monday morning thing is just only a very small fraction of your activity, and so maybe we can go back a little bit, and you can talk a little bit more about your background, and before you had that awakening where you realised that this is your calling in life, and you were doing something before that. So what was that?
Okay, sure. Well, lucky me, thanks to really good hard work, I made it happen to do my my IT and business bachelor's degrees with the great company HP. You may know IT services, printers, computers, that HP. This is how Silicon Valley actually had started. But yeah, I was very lucky to have HP as my first company. I learned a lot. I love the company culture and everything. But at one point, I was like, I love to learn. And this time, I really wanted to do a master's degree, after having worked for HP for many years. And I said, this time I really want to choose something that I am interested in. Not of what my parents tell me to do, or because from day one I was making money, although I was studying my bachelor's degree, so I could afford paying my own rent and everything. But this time it was really about following something that you're intrinsically motivated.
Yep. So there was no one that gave you that particular inspiration. It just came through you from somewhere, or
yeah. I was also very
woke up
lucky.
one day?
Yeah, I was really lucky that at the age of 23, when I had my first full-time job at HP, because before that it was studies and basically working in part-time the whole time. And I got like a senior management position. This was a new trial that the HP Germany government had with a few chosen people. So I had these really good opportunities to like climb up the career ladder. I had an unlimited contract, which I was very grateful about, because you never know how the economy.
You mean not a fixed term, but yeah, permanent contract.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, not a limited. So I'm very grateful, and I had amazing managers, amazing clients. Like as I said, I was responsible for senior management from the start at the age of 23. But yeah. As I said, like I wanted to do a master's degree, and I was intrinsically motivated, so I chose Munich Business School in Germany, a double master's degree in international business, and then I was able to choose to go anywhere, like around the world. And I was very lucky that, again, thanks to good work as a student and so, I lived in the US twice for half a year. I studied, when I was 16, I lived in Las Vegas, with the local family.
Okay. Right.
I got a scholarship for this. It was a great experience. I studied in California. I lived in France with local families to improve my language, get to know the local culture. And with HP, I even worked in Finland for 3 months, which was great. So I loved it. But let's be honest, guys. If there's a country nowadays we really have to get to know, or let's say a continent, which one would it be? Yes, you guessed it right. If you want to or not, I really felt like this. I guess this time I have to push myself out of the comfort zone one more time, and let's go to
China?
exactly.
Yes, Asia?
No, literally, like I was afraid to go to China, but like my gut feeling, and also having lived in Munich, you saw like how these good German companies, like made in Germany, what Germany stands for, they started to like get bought by Chinese companies. So it was just obvious, and I said, I have good chances of like becoming, I don't know, maybe the next GM of HP Germany or whatever.
Right.
But who knows? Maybe in the future my next boss will be Chinese. So I have to get to know the culture. And getting out of your comfort zone is just so healthy. So that's what I did. And actually last week was my 3-year anniversary here in China.
Right. So I guess that when you came to China, you didn't know any Chinese, or you hadn't been studying Chinese, or you
just
came
a little
over
bit.
Just only a little bit, okay.
Exactly. And I chose a French business school in Suzhou. Yes.
Yes, yes, it's quite a bit of a leap then, we could say, because Suzhou is obviously, there are far fewer foreigners in Suzhou as well. I mean, it's not that far from Shanghai, but it's still not Shanghai.
Exactly. So yeah, I pushed myself out of the comfort zone, and let me tell you this, I never would have thought I'm gonna fall in love with this country. No, it was not a man, I wish, but it was the country, it was the people, it was, I literally found my purpose in life within these 2 semesters of having studied at Schema Business School in Suzhou. And at the same time, I still worked 15 hours per week for HP Germany, because I still had to pay my rent, my food. And at the same time, like the first night I arrived in China, my grandma died. Then the next day I arrived in Suzhou, I had a French and Chinese culture shock. But yeah, it was hard from day one, but this is what makes us grow.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
the first week I founded suddenly like the Happiness Association, because I learned about the science of happiness as a business student. Why would you learn about happiness in a business school? I don't know if this was the question you have just been asking yourself, but that was a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, business and happiness, surely there has to be a connection there. I mean, in order for a business to thrive and to flourish, it needs, surely it must need employees who are inherently happy, otherwise the turnover is going to be too strong, and you're just going to keep looking for people each time. And a very important element of a successful business is keeping your employees happy and retaining good people, and building up their skills with you, and not with another company. And of course, there's a big link there.
Yeah, but like positive psychology or like happiness at workplace, these are like topics that in Germany you can barely find it.
Right.
So like learning, like taking just one little course at Munich Business School about it really changed my life.
see.
And then when I like started in Suzhou, it was really about, okay, I founded a happiness association. I moved in with a Chinese family later on to get to know the culture better.
Mm-hmm.
I started a startup with some Chinese friends at the same time while I still studied in full time, worked for HP Germany, and this is how I actually found my purpose in life. I later on founded a female network, and so on and so on. So you can see my 8 months in Suzhou were quite busy.
Sure.
I was never bored, I can definitely tell you this, but yeah, this is like how I literally just realized that I'm here, I had to come here. I feel like I believe in destiny. I don't know if you believe in destiny, but I feel like I came here for a purpose and I had to stay here, so I could not see myself going back to Germany, back to my old job at HP, although I loved my boss, I loved the company, but yeah, without any savings, I quit my job, stayed in China, slowly moved and built up my network from like in Suzhou, and then slowly moved to Shanghai. And it's it's 2 years ago that I slowly did these activities, and my company is less than 2 years old. So yeah, full potential partners in Shanghai. Here I am.
And when did you realise you had this sort of talent for building people's self-confidence and making them happier in their jobs? Was there a specific point where you got some really good feedback from someone and said, "Oh wow, you've really helped me. It's been amazing," and that sort of maybe pushed you to go on from there?
Well, basically, it was that university course, because at the time I was still working. I had work experience. I was with HP for 7 years, but the knowledge that we learned in that course, we actually had to apply it. So at the end, they didn't ask us to write an exam, but they asked us, okay, look, here's a list of activities. According to science, they all kind of boost your happiness. Pick a few of these activities and do them.
Right.
And then write an essay, 10 pages, and reflect on, after having done those activities, like measuring happiness or mindful walking through the park, like casual, small things, but then reflect on it and actually see if it made a difference in your life. And after having tried this out a couple of times, I realized that one day when I wrote this essay, like to get my grade in this course, oh my gosh, like I changed. I'm a very ambitious person. Like everything I achieved, I can literally say because I worked for it. So it's not that I come from a rich family and they just give me the money and the guanxi and whatever I need. I worked for it. So I always put a lot of pressure on my shoulders.
Sure, so it's all come from something that you've created on your own, and I'm sure that must give you a lot of pride, the fact that, it's not just been handed over to you.
Sure, but we're always so hard on ourselves. I don't know if you're hard on yourself, but...
I think we all are to a certain extent, yeah.
Exactly. But just by learning about...
I think we can all be sort of more critical of ourselves than others see us. I think sometimes we are our own biggest critics.
Yes, but like learning about some of the keys to happiness, for example, practicing mindfulness in various ways, practicing gratitude, like practicing compassion. A lot of things that should actually be so basic in our life. But if you start to integrate this in your life in a mindful, conscious way every day, you really start to see what change it comes. And I really started to realize, I put less pressure on my shoulders. I make myself less crazy if small things don't work out. It's a lot of really small things that I started to realize when I wrote this essay, and then I was like, oh my gosh, so many more people have to experience that. And if we integrate these methodologies that I learned in this just one course, if we integrate this more in workplace, I mean, you cannot always motivate your employees just by money, for example. And this is how it started. And right after this, I landed in Suzhou, and step by step had a workplace well-being summit, had this happiness association, and it was just like, yeah, like a big funnel. You started big, you tried out things, and then you come closer and closer of discovering of what you're really passionate about. What I knew what I'm good at, but just like also having the courage of starting, like if you find your purpose, if you do something meaningful, if you can have an impact. And I really wanted to, I knew I could have an impact and do something good here in China, and there was no way I could have gone back.
Right. Okay.
Unless I really fail, then I would go back to Germany, back to the corporate world, which I also love, but I think I can have an impact here.
Yeah, but you're not as free doing that. I mean, you're under the management of a large company, and there's only so much you can do sort of on your own accord. You mentioned mindfulness a couple of times. So on that subject, obviously, meditation plays a big role in that. Are you a proponent of meditation? Is it something that you advise your trainees to do?
Definitely. So I've just discovered meditation over the last, let's say, 2 years probably. And when I took that course back in Munich, I was not into meditation yet. I really thought like, oh my gosh, like how can I just sit there for 10 minutes and try to be silent? It's like impossible. But I always say, like, even if you just do a few like very deep breaths in and out, this is the first step, being aware of your breath. There's basically like doing a body scan. This is another technique of how you can be, how you can just try to like become calm in your mind. Because we have like about 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day in our busy minds. So how can we ever like let our mind shut up? Excuse the word. But meditation is one part, and don't expect, like we often have these high expectations like a monk. We have to sit there, be silent for 1 hour or a few hours.
No, it's not like that at all.
No.
I mean, even if it's just 3 or 4 minutes, a couple of times a week even, it can make small differences.
Or even if you just listen to guided meditation without really knowing of what you do, but just like be in the moment, don't think about the future, don't think about the past. This is what mindfulness means, being in the here and now. Try to let go, focus on your breath, focus maybe on different parts of your body. This can help you to distract your mind and just enjoy this moment. It's like me time. A lot of like very successful people out there, they do this as well. They integrate it in their morning routine. I don't know, from the audience, is there any one of you who is meditating or practicing mindfulness? Feel free to share your experience with us as well.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, yeah. So if you've got any questions, or if you've tried meditation yourself, or if it plays a large role in your life, then share it with us and let us know about it.
Oh,
So
Satar.
I always worry about the future. Do you know Satar?
Yeah, I think Satar, we've just connected a few days ago.
Okay, yeah.
So
You can engage with Satar then.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for joining. So Satar was just saying, I always worry about the future. And to be honest, it takes a little bit of time. Like, I'm not a monk myself. I haven't been on this 10-day, 2-week retreat yet, where you just meditate nonstop. That's still on my list.
Monastery somewhere. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm not on that level yet, but this is why it's all about like having these techniques on distracting your mind. What I actually love to do, I love to use essential oils. So I put essential oils, like for example peppermint or like balance or lavender in my hands. I rub it, and then when I focus on my breathing like this, like again with my mind consciously, I'm just in the here and now. And then I just like try to focus with all of my senses, especially with my nose, on that smell in my hands. And this is just one little technique of how, at least for a few seconds, a few minutes, I can distract my busy mind from all of these worries, all the stress, all the many tasks that I have to do. And like, I'm not the biggest meditation expert. This is why I love to collaborate with a lot of experts, trainers, coaches all the time when we do like consulting or training programs for companies, for example. I bring in the right expert, but this is just like my own experience that I can share with you. I even start my personal coaching sessions like this. because I want people to calm down, or like an essential oil like peppermint can even like make you more creative. So if I want my team to be more creative, I do a short guided meditation that I guide, just like 2-3 minutes. We focus on the peppermint smell in our hands, because the peppermint really opens up your mind, your pores, and you will feel that, yes, that sounds amazing. Like you get
I've
more
never
creative.
tried that, no, but yeah. So
You get more
maybe I
ideas
should.
even.
I see, no, it's great. So I never succeeded to meditate. I tried. Who is that? I don't actually know who that is.
Why are you looking at us?
Yeah. No, I thought maybe it was one of you.
I do meditation from
Yeah.
time to
No,
time.
no, I do from time to time if I remember to do it. Or if
That's
I've got
true.
time to do it.
That's a stress.
In sports, like when
Yeah.
you do diving, and because we also scuba divers,
Mm.
but sometimes we try deep diving, you know, like free diving, I mean, without the snorkels and stuff. It's also a kind of meditation, because you have to train your body before going in the water.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, to not consume oxygen. So
Yeah,
really
well, you're
survive.
definitely focusing on your breath, aren't you? When you're doing
Well,
that, I
you're not
guess.
breathing under, so
Yeah.
obviously
Want to know
Yeah,
exactly where
but you
it
can't
is.
do it every day,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
The breathing is like, I mean, for everyone who does yoga, I'm not into yoga, but yoga, Pilates, meditation, and all these other activities, like the breath is like the start of everything.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
weird to say that we actually forgot how to breathe.
Mm.
We think that breathing is something so natural. Like for the person here, you said you never succeed at meditating. I can, like, there's a lot of really, really good apps out there that you can just like go in the app store and, or for example, here in Shanghai, we have Brandon from Shanghai Mindfulness.
Maybe we can get him in.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he can do a live meditation
Yeah.
here. Or like my friend
Sounds
Gaia,
good.
she's a psychologist. She does amazing
Sounds good.
meditations.
Yeah, if he's interested, then yeah.
There's so many different types of meditation, and you may like the way how maybe one meditation guru or teacher like teaches meditation or meditates with you. I love to meditate in groups.
Right.
Other people only meditate to guided meditation, and you can find it on a lot of really good apps. Maybe we can share this later on. Headspace is very famous, for example, the app called Headspace. There's Sync Tuition. Just listen to this kind of music and like the guided meditation. And sometimes I even listen to specific topics, like when I want to boost my self-esteem, my self-love, my self-confidence. Then I listen to a guided meditation focusing on this topic. Or or for example, letting go, forgiving.
Mm.
I sometimes listen to this as a guided meditation, and it helps me. Try it out. Just listen to it. Don't put pressure on yourself of the way how you think meditation should be like, and just relax and let go and listen to the guided meditation.
Okay, yeah, no, I was a little bit surprised at the fact you don't do a lot of yoga yourself. Is the fact that I mean, it's, for me, it's a great way of releasing tension, and
Do you do yoga yourself?
I do a little bit myself. Not that much, but I just find it's good for recovery when after the gym or whatever, and getting those legs stretched right out. I've had a few back issues and a few neck issues recently, and I've found that yoga really helps with that. Certain exercises just completely open up the muscles and just let everything through, and you just feel amazing after.
Yeah, and
So,
I think you should also try out a few different teachers if you take some classes, because sometimes it may be the type of yoga or the type of meditation that you don't like, or it's a specific person who teaches it. This was my experience before, for example, with yoga.
Okay, no, I just found this guy online, and he's got a few programs, and works pretty well. Just get yourself a block and a mat and a little strap, and
This doesn't work for me. I can't do this home alone. I
really?
need real people because
I guess for me
I'm
it
a
started in the
people person.
lockdown because we're all stuck at home, and we're finding stuff that we want to. I think perhaps yoga has maybe I don't know has become more popular with certain people during the lockdown, and doing home workouts and that kind of thing.
But you know what? Let me add this. I just started a new certification program called Neuro-Linguistic Programming, NLP. And like my coaches there, they also said they highly recommended every coach, and it doesn't matter if you're a coach and trainer like me or not, they highly recommend it, especially as a coach. You should, or they recommend you to try out meditation.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, when we are in a state of relaxation, also with our clients, and again, with our team, in your company, when you do brainstorming, you have to create new marketing ideas, like here at HiCom, right? Sometimes if you're in a state of relaxation and you just let go of your worries and everything, you come up with, you can perform in a different way.
Yeah.
And also we coaches can get different answers out of our clients and help our clients to empower them, to help them achieve their goals in a different way if they are in a relaxed state of mind.
Yeah, because you hear artists and singers saying that you know, the ideas for songs and novels come when they're in a really peaceful environment somewhere. They're out in the mountains, they're in the middle of nowhere, they're just sitting down, and
So it's
these
like
ideas
part
come
of
into
the
the head.
creative process, let's say.
For some people, yeah, it's a creativity.
It came from meditation, you know, it come from something else, I think.
Definitely. I think every person's different. Just try out different kind of things, which brings me to the topic of taking me time, creating healthy habits in your life, especially morning habits, whether it's meditation, yoga. Some people go running. Other people, like me, I do gratitude journaling. I work on like
Gratitude journaling.
Yes.
Perhaps you could explain it a bit more.
yeah, sure.
Gratitude.
Like at the end, like the reason of why we take me time, it's because this can really like boost you. It can make you feel good. If you don't take care of yourself, how can you be a good manager or a good father or a good friend to other people and take care of other people? So you have to come first. It's something my teacher at Schema had taught me over 2.5 years ago. So, and it's not being selfish. But for example, gratitude journaling, as I said, practicing gratitude is a key to happiness. So I just take a book and you write down 3 or 5 or 10 things that you are grateful for today. And I had this 21-day program with a Chinese client from Suzhou. And every morning at 7 o'clock, when we had our coaching call for 21 days, when we focused on gratitude, one day he said, you know what, Janine? Today I'm grateful for this plant in the corner of my new apartment. I haven't seen this plant standing there on this shelf for probably 9 months since I moved in with my wife and my child in this new apartment. I'm grateful for this apartment in the corner of for this plant in the corner of my apartment because it produces oxygen for my child, for my wife.
But normally you would just never notice it's there. He'll just come straight in, never see it, and it's just taking the time to appreciate things that you take for granted, or you don't always notice, or you don't maybe realise that they have a positive effect on your life when they actually do.
Yeah, we have a question
I
here.
might have a question. So
Yes,
it's
please.
maybe deep. Before you just said that happiness is like a sciences. So is it like we could apply to ourselves, like process, or like to really treat happiness as a real sciences where we can learn from a book or from like practices like meditation or like we talk about gratitude, like some activities process.
Oh, that's a really good question.
Because like happiness is like a very self question. Like everybody has a different kind of happiness.
Yes.
It's something very personal. So I don't know like where to put the trigger between thinking happiness is something personal to me and only belongs to me,
Yes.
who I am, my personality and so on, or can it really be treated as a sciences, like for example, if I apply few activities, I might feel better in my life. What's your
Very good question. So yeah, happiness, like sometimes we use the term the science of happiness. So this is just basically a lot related to like findings from biology, from neuroscience, from positive psychology or psychology, what they found out, the researchers, related to happiness. For example, some of them, they found out that if you're happy right here, right now, you also have better chances of becoming successful. And I'm pretty sure many of you actually want to be successful in life, right? So there is a correlation between happiness and success. But yes, every person, even if you have the same kind of culture, or you have the same age, or you're the same gender. Every one of us has a different definition of
exactly,
happiness.
yeah. Different things make different people happy.
Yes, but what researchers found out, they say that, okay, the question is, where does your happiness come from? They say 50% actually comes from your genes.
Okay.
But it's only 50%. So basically, if your parents or your grandparents are negative people and maybe not happy at all, there is a 50% chance that maybe you're a complaining, negative, and not happy person yourself. But here's the good news. That is just 50%, right?
Yep.
So what are
Half
the
empty,
other
half full.
50%? Here's the good news. 40% actually comes from, this is what I was speaking about, from your activities you do. And practicing gratitude, practicing mindfulness in many different kind of ways. Practicing self-compassion, which means, for example, being nice to yourself. Not always putting so much pressure on yourself. Like, there's a lot of little activities that you can do. Just like something simple like, I smile at you right now. And happiness is, according to scientists, contagious. It's like the coronavirus, but it's actually something positive. So if I spread out some smiles, some positive vibes, I don't know if you can feel it right here, right now, or hear the audience.
Probably just made a few people smile out there.
That's how we got attracted by all those people.
Yes.
When you always smiling people, positive,
Exactly.
optimistic people,
Yes.
you mainly want to be a part of, friend with them, or you're attracted by them. Like
Yeah.
all the stars are actually.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically it's like, I send out a smile right now, and I really, really hope that you got some positive smiles. And according to scientists, it's like smiling is a reflex. And as I said, it's like a virus, basically. It's contagious. So you spread it, and it doesn't even cost you money to put on a smile. It doesn't even cost you a lot of time, but this is like a small activity. Or like the gratitude journaling, writing down 5 or 10 days in the morning, in the evening, things that you're grateful for, that you appreciate in your life. This can really have a difference, and it can boost your happiness in a sustainable way from the inside. As said, 40% of your happiness really comes from these activities, and also from your relationship. I'm an extroverted person, I'm a people person. So I get inspiration, I get energy, I get excitement, passion by surrounding myself with good, like-minded people. So ask yourself, who do you actually surround yourself with? So again, 40% of your happiness comes from either activities or your relationship. We actually, I don't know if you've heard of the 5-person rule. The 5-person rule says that you are the person or the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most. So ask yourself, who do you surround yourself with? If you want to be a successful person, try to surround yourself with more successful people. Do you want to be a happy, positive person? Surround yourself with these kind of people, and not with the negative people who really like pull you down. And this is the reason why I founded Monday Morning Motivation, the online community. So this is really 40% of your happiness. So now we have 10% left. Where does 10% of your happiness come from?
I think I'm a good student. I would say it's linked to the metabolism of your body. Having some sports, eat good food, have good sleep,
Absolutely.
see some lights in your day.
Yeah.
Don't drink alcohol or don't stuff drugs and
Too
so on.
It's your weekend
Sports.
activity.
I'm still right.
Interesting. So someone just said
Hello.
10% of your happiness comes from, he called it metabolism, sports, good food, good drinks. Well, according to some science, they say that 10%, are you ready for this? Yes, comes from environment. He just mentioned a few, but also money. What? Only 10% of your happiness comes actually from money. Sometimes I feel like when I work with like university students, whether they're Chinese or foreigners, or even adults, they often tell me it's all about, like, happiness is all about money. But, well, at least researchers say that only 10% of your happiness comes from money, from the salary. I mean, at the end, it's a choice that you have.
It depends on people, no? Some people they like the money, some people like to be popular.
I think some people are fine just to do a super boring job or a job that they hate or they're really stressful. But if they're paid a fortune to do it, they're fine with that. But then there's other people that would just much rather just take the pay cut and do something that they actually love and get much more, just have a better quality of life that way.
I think maybe sort of another process is we can know about the Maslow pyramid, I don't know if you heard about which is the stage
The hierarchy of needs.
Exactly, Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
It's quite all the descriptions of happiness, but actually there is a state that the base of your happiness is your safety instinct, which is fulfilled. So safety instinct bring like where I go to
shelter, food,
I find my shelter,
exactly.
feed myself, and it's linked to material things that I have some good salary to make myself feel safer.
Yeah. There was a meme going around, wasn't there, with like Wi-Fi at the bottom of that pyramid now.
Yeah.
It was a little joke, but anyway, no one got it.
So basically, like, what I would like to say is, and of course there's a lot of different research, but it is your choice. You decide. Do you want to be a happy, positive person? Do you want to complain? Do you want to be negative? Oh, damn it, coronavirus happened, my life sucks. I know a lot of things, bad things have happened for many people since the coronavirus. But it is your choice if you just want to do the best out of it. If you still want to focus your attention, like I always say 10% is of what happens.
That's the thing. Some people have reacted really negatively to the virus and have just stayed at home and they've got depressed and they've just been sitting around drinking, doing nothing. But then other people have just said to themselves, no, I'm really going to take advantage of this free time that I have. Instead of commuting for 1 hour, I'm going to learn to cook, or I'm going to learn a new musical instrument, or I'm going to learn a language. So some people have actually done really well out of it.
Or finally, I have time for my kids and my wife, my family or something. So 90% is really of how do you want to spend your energy? Do you want to focus on complaining and being negative? Or do you want to move on, try the best of what you can make out of this? So if you want to put 100% of your attention of your life only on money, I understand like being like not having shelter and food is very hard. You may not believe this, but last year when I opened my own company, I have been a few times in a situation where I literally had only 3 RMB left. Whether it was on my German bank account, my Chinese bank account. I nearly got kicked out of my apartment. I had friends who helped me a bit out till I finally made it in my own business. So yes, like if you have to survive, and this is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the pyramid we speak about, yes, definitely it's about daily survival. Food, water, where does your money come from? Can you pay your rent? But once you've overcome this, really ask yourself like, oh no, actually, you know what? A lot of countries, poorer countries, compared to the Western wealthy countries, developed companies, they're actually like the poorer countries are actually happier than a lot of people living in the developed countries. That's a really interesting fact.
Right. We've got Kate in the chat saying, how can we fight the nagging, and then it cuts out. Can you read more of that?
Nagging attitudes?
Attitude. I don't know. It says, how can we fight the nagging attitude? I can't read it.
Attitude, because there is a limitation in
exactly.
How can we fight the nagging attitude? Yeah, so basically within ourselves.
Within ourselves.
Okay.
Thank you, Kate.
I have a lot of, I mean, this is why some people, for example, get a coach or maybe like a psychologist or something. Don't worry, it's nothing bad. It's natural, we all have this, okay? We're all just human. But a lot starts with self-awareness. So being aware of when do you have this attitude. This is how everything starts. Start to catch yourself when you are in this attitude. Or ask your friends to help you create this awareness that they can, maybe they may see it or they may perceive it in a specific way. They can remind you maybe. Everything starts with self-awareness. Once you are aware of something, then you can start coming up with change, with taking action. So then ask yourself, like as I just said, like focusing your attention on something that has a higher purpose for you, which can have a bigger impact for you, or something that you really enjoy doing. You can like even listen to some positive music, surround yourself with positive people, listen to positive motivational videos, for example. Something that brings you the contrary of that nagging attitude. And this is how step by step you can create some change.
So there's a YouTube content creator who I listen to quite regularly, and I was just wondering what your take would be on this. He's very much for cutting very negative people out of your life, even if they've been in your life for a long time. Say, for example, is someone that you grew up with at school and you spent 10, 15 years with them, and then you find now that you've moved on and you've changed a little bit and you don't really kind of, 15 years ago you were best friends with this guy. You did absolutely everything together, and now you just think, well, this guy's got no value to me whatsoever. Yes. Are you someone that would just kind of cut that kind of person out completely, or just sort of leave them there for the occasional conversation, or how would you go about that?
There's a lot of interesting books out there, and a lot of teachers, trainers, they really promote to declutter.
Yeah.
And decluttering could be,
He calls it cutting out the noise.
Yeah, cutting out noise, that is great. Decluttering, cutting out noise. It's about like go in your closet and throw some old clothes away that you haven't worn for a long time. My mom, she's really, really radical on this. Sometimes I have to remind myself and motivate myself. For me, it's not that easy, but it feels good. Especially if I donate it and I give it to other people, and I can even do something good at the same time. Or yes, like evaluate, as I said, the 5-person rule. Evaluate your relationships in your life. Yes, you may have been friends with this person for 15 years, but people have different life phases. Someone may move on, you may change, and it is okay. So in specific life phases, we may have a different life partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. We may have different friends because we become different people, new versions of ourselves. And that is a natural process that happens for many people. Some people, they don't recognize themselves. They're like, for example, at the age of 30, probably, a lot of people, I just had a lot of people asking me for career coaching, life coaching, because they're in a transformation phase. And it's normal, and many people are in these kind of phases. It may happen again at another stage, maybe around 40 or something. It is natural, but decluttering, analyzing your life from different angles, if you're still happy with this and satisfied, and does it support you? Is it a positive supporting environment? Again, this is why I founded Monday Morning Motivation. Sometimes you cannot choose your family members. Sometimes you cannot choose, yes.
when can you then?
Yeah, but you can decide if you don't want to see your family anymore, or how often you see them.
You can decide to move away.
Yeah, Satar, he was talking about his colleagues here on the chat. You sometimes kind of decide with who you want to work or spend a lot of time. But for your friends, you can. And it's your decision, even if it's very hard. I just had to reevaluate within the last few weeks a few relationships.
Right.
If they're so good for me, do we grow together? Do we move on together?
So were these relationships that you had back in Germany, or?
No, actually here in Shanghai, or even back in Germany.
Yeah.
And yes, it may be painful, and you can still stick to your good memories, or you can stay acquaintances. But maybe you decide not to be like the best and closest friends anymore.
I mean, it must be quite difficult for you doing what you do, because you meet so many people and you're out motivating so many people, and it must be quite hard to keep sort of 5 close friends around you and then sort of cut everybody out. I mean.
But it is actually difficult to find let's say the 5 right people with who you really want to spend a lot of time. Yes, Shanghai is full of amazing people. We meet people all the time. But finding the right people who have the same values like you, maybe a similar purpose, maybe they are also entrepreneurs, business owners like you, this kind of makes the circle a little bit smaller. It all depends on what do you want in your life? What is your purpose in life? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What is your vision? These are some like basic questions that we should ask ourselves over and over again. Maybe every 6 months. Every year we might want to reevaluate this. Whether it's you in your company, if you're a manager, a leader, a business owner, it's you in your private life. It doesn't matter. It's you just about your own life. These are very essential questions that many people don't really ask themselves. The why question, especially.
And the fact that you're doing this here in China, is that because these kind of exercises aren't so popular in Germany, or people don't speak about them as much?
No, I would just say that creating a work-life balance or working on lowering the turnover of employees. In Germany, you have a lot of companies who already do this. I never planned to do this back in Germany. Like, as I said, I would have stayed with HP in the IT business field and so on. But here in China, I really know I can help a lot of people. Whether it's personal life, career coaching, executive coaching, and I have a lot of great trainers and coaches with different specializations. Or it's about companies, like really helping them to work on their leadership, on their business culture, and how they can actually get engaged and happy employees at workplace, helping them to lower their turnover. This is something just that makes me happy. And it gives me a good feeling, you know? And let me tell you one more thing, like if at the end of today, like why do I do so many like speaking events, webinars, podcasts? People ask me like, I'm everywhere. Why do I do this instead of just being home by myself and taking...
Watching TV.
Watching TV. Like, I never watch TV, to be honest.
No, yeah.
But, like, why do I do this? Because at the end of the day, and trust me, today I had a very long day, and after this, I'm going to go to my certification program.
This is not the last thing you do today. You still have
Exactly.
one more appointment after this.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to my coaches online, learning more about NLP till 10:15 p.m.
Wow.
But why do I do all of this? I really, really hope that hopefully at least one person here in this call, if I had a chance to inspire you in a specific way, to motivate you in a specific way. Maybe there was something you learned from me today, something positive that you took out there. Maybe you tell your friend, your colleague, or anyone else about it, and it's not only about your own life, but if I had a little bit of a tiny impact in your or your friends' or colleagues' life today, well, let me tell you this. Then I literally did something good today, and I'm gonna sleep like a baby because this gives me a really, really good feeling. And you know why? Because I planted a seed here with you today. I planted a little seed, and you may put water on it, you may put love, sun on it, and it's slowly growing to a beautiful plant and flower. It's like the butterfly effect or the domino effect. You start to spread it, you tell it other people, and other people may start implementing these things in their personal life, in their family life, in their companies, where companies start to take care of their employees. So if this little seed, I really believe that
and you did. One person's replied and they say you have, so there you go.
Thank you so much. This little seed can really start rolling and make a huge impact in this life. And this is why it's great. We have a global world. We have the internet, because it can, I really believe this little thing can have a huge impact and can change the whole world on a positive thing.
Great, wonderful. Okay, super. Yeah, so there you go. That hour has absolutely flown by.
I think Robert was very happy today.
We have some happy people here. Good.
Absolutely, yeah. So if any of you guys got any closing questions, then we'll let Janine move on to our next mission.
So that I can learn something new and become an even better coach, speaker, trainer myself. Yeah, any other comments from the audience?
Go on, Stefan.
So if we want to contact you, or if we want to more happiness and everything you can provide to people, how do we contact you? Or you speak about the Monday morning motivation group, you speak about your company, so what are the best way to...
Yeah, so basically you can reach me, you can find me on LinkedIn Janine Jakob. Maybe we can type down the
Yeah,
name.
we can
Go
put all the
share it.
information on our
Awesome.
WeChat group so that everyone can get you there.
LinkedIn, email address, of course WeChat. I became so Chinese by now. WeChat is the best platform to reach me. Yeah, we have Monday Morning Motivation currently still on WeChat. We have 4 different WeChat groups with nearly 2,000 members, as I said. You could find me on YouTube. I don't use Facebook that much or Instagram, but yes. So I'd be happy to integrate you in our community. Reach out to me if you need some coaching, or like maybe I'm not the right coach for you. I'm happy to provide you someone with my team, different languages, expertises, lots of really skilled people, trainers, coaches. Also for your company, anything related to soft skills, communication, like public speaking or intercultural communication, well-being, or as I like to call it, happiness at workplace. Just reach out to me, and my team or I are very happy to support you on your journey, on reaching the next goals. Yeah.
Super. Well, yeah, absolutely fantastic. I think
Thank you
we're.
for having you,
I
Janine.
think
That
we've
was,
all been amazingly inspired
you.
by
Good lessons,
what
yeah.
you've had to say
An
this
amazing
evening.
show.
Great,
You know, it's given us a few ideas ourselves as to
Yeah, it reminds us
how
of
we
concept
can
have,
how we
yes.
can proceed in a better way, both in our professional and social lives. So
Well,
Fantastic.
thank you, Haikam, for inviting me to come and share. I
You're
really
welcome. It's a
appreciate
pleasure.
it. And for everyone out there, as I just said, ask yourself the right questions. Ask yourself, what kind of change can you already make tonight? Even if it's just one little thing. Maybe write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Smile at someone tomorrow morning or tonight, wherever you are in the world right now. Do something good for others. Spread some happiness, or yeah, just ask yourself the right questions and see how you can already make a little change in your life, or how you can inspire other people as well. Take care.
wonderful, great. So thanks a lot, everybody, again for tuning in. Thank you. That's the first applause we've ever had. And as soon as we log off here, the replay of the entire stream will be available on Ejabo if you want to watch it again. And so it's it was a lot to take in 1 hour. So if you want to go through it again and absorb even more information and make sure it sticks, then you can watch it as many times as you want on the replay. So thanks a lot, everybody, for a wonderful Monday evening. As I say, you need to move on again for your next appointment now. So once again, great to have you here, and I'm sure we'll have you back on maybe, who knows, in a few months' time. As I say, it's going to be rolling around week after week, every Monday night. So we'd love to have you on again sometime
Thanks
in the
for
future.
joining. Good
Take care.
night.
Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.